Hello. I had to go somewhere with someone, so I'm showing you a little bit of this place. It's nice, you know, really nice. It's a beautiful weather. We got some sun now, finally. It's hot. But the wind is blowing, so I don't know if you won't hear me. I gotta scream. Wah! Can you hear me? Yeah, this is going crazy now. It's blowing like nuts. Okay, you know what? I'll tell you like this. Can you see these two trees? Now, I said I'm gonna do some stuff about the issue of the subject of words, okay? What are actually words? Let me tell you like this. Let's say, I don't know, you're born somewhere away from a society. So you don't have a clue what is what. And you don't understand, I mean, you don't know what kind of words people use to name all sorts of objects and beings, and you know what I mean? So now you're born and you have someone who is teaching you some stuff like, let's say these are trees, okay? These two are trees, that's what we call them. But let's say someone tells you that's a tiger, okay? So now all of a sudden the tree is a tiger. So now you say, okay, this is a tiger, and then the tiger, someone tells you it's a chicken, and a chicken, someone tells you it's a tree. You know? So you come up here and you say, you come to a city and you say, wow, your tigers are so nice and they're tall. And people look at you like, what? What tigers? Yeah, tigers, you know? Tigers. This here. They're nice, they're green. They're different. I haven't seen such ones before. What? Tiger? You go to a zoo. Or you say like, okay, I want to go to a zoo. I want to see some trees and chickens. And then you go rush to a tiger and you say, wow, finally I can see the chicken. You know? And people are like, what? What chicken? You know? Yeah, that's a chicken. Well, not really, and it's far more powerful and cruel than a chicken. You know? So you say, no, but chicken is very powerful, it's very strong. They taught me about this chicken. They taught me how it eats meat and it can attack, and it has a very powerful roar. You know, and like, huh, wow, that's trouble. And you get to a cage with chickens and you say, wow, nice trees, and so many of them, and they're so tiny. And again, you see, it's like everything is upside down. Now we have all these words and they're supposed to be accurate, you know, it's supposed to be correct or right. Some are wrong, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just words, you know what I mean? That's why I said about labels. It's a label, so you can call yourself whatever you want, but you know, all the words have their own context, and if you're not careful about the context, it happens that, you know, a tree becomes a chicken, you know, tiger, I mean a tiger a chicken, a chicken a tree, you know, a tree, you see, I even got confused now. So that shows you how serious this is. And then you have wars because of words, you know. You have wars, man, I'm telling you, it's serious, it's so serious. It's way more serious than people even think of sometimes. You can have a huge conflict because I'm talking about one thing with certain words and you don't understand that thing by the same words. So you think you're talking about something else, and then I think you're talking about something else, and we fight, you know, and we hurt each other really bad. And then someone third comes, a third person, and says, Why are you two fighting, you know? It's all the same. That's what you're talking about. And then we look at each other like, what do you mean the same? Yeah, it's all the same. Because the third person is neutral. So the third person can see you are talking about the same thing as he or she. What? You know what I mean? You get me? I'm playing around a little bit, you know. But it's true, you know. We actually do have wars. Real wars, you know. Catastrophes, you know. Tragedies, the global craziness. Because of words, you see. Because you name one thing one way, I name it different way, and then we don't get it together and we don't actually have a clue that actually we're talking about the same thing. It's like religions. They have different words. Wow, why did I say that? Now they're gonna attack me. Everyone will be like, no, 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 Jesus is right. And the other one will come, no, Allah is right, Muhammad was right. And someone else will say, no, but Jesus belongs to Islam. And then there are other ones will say, my God, man, some people think they're drumming rally. Look at this. You know, and stuff like that, and blah, 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 and Pleiadians, and crystal children, and indigo children, and this civilization, and that civilization, and Mayans, and Sumerians, and Incas, and all sorts of stuff. I know I'm not supposed to say that, because I'm supposed to respect your beliefs, you know what I mean? But I don't really care, you know. I tell you the way I see it. I tell you the way I know about it, you know. And you guys can still go on and argue, you know, which one is the right one, you know? Is it Hindu, or is it Tibetan, or is it I don't even know what, Christian, Catholic. Even Christians and Catholics don't like each other, you know. It's like, what? Are you not actually for the same one? It's like, what is going on up here? Is something missing, you know? And then you have this Islam, and then you have Jews, and then you have all sorts of stuff, you know? And it's just one big pile of nonsense. It's real nonsense. Because they're talking about the same thing, you know? Just in different ways, so that you can be confused, you know? You have Republicans and Democrats, you know? It seems there too, you know? To confuse you, you know? To split you, to get you somewhere, you know, where you think you gotta fight, you gotta stay on one side, you know, and you gotta be against the other one is really bad. So it's kind of like, you know, open your eyes already, you know, open your eyes, wide open, you know, so that you could see, because all this stuff makes no sense at all, you know, because chicken can be a tree can be a tiger, and a tiger can be a worm, okay? There can be a worm, okay? There can be a worm, okay? There can be a worm, okay? And a human being can be a lamp or a light. Whatever he wants to be, you know? So it's up to you, you know? If you take all things so literally and so serious, you know? But then again, when you're supposed to take things seriously, you don't. And you just throw out some words and you explain things and you don't even pay attention to what are those words actually, what am I really doing, what kind of context they fit in. Or do they have no context at all? It's impossible, man. There's always a context to everything. And you have to pay attention to it. So that if you get to a certain point where you want to explain something, make something more clear and more obvious, then be sure you know what you're talking about. So that you don't become a chicken, a tiger, a worm, a street lamp, a table, and a chair at the same moment, you know. Can you imagine someone, you know, who was taught that actually a tiger is a tree, and then let's say they're passing by a zoo and they see that a tiger escaped, and they call an emergency line and they say, oh, I've seen a tree escaping the zoo. Guys, you gotta be quick. It's gonna eat people. What?